Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make these cute little beaded pumpkins. They're just so adorable. This one here is an earring. This one here I was going to put on a bail, and I decided against it because I wasn't happy with how it looked. And then I thought I'll just put a split ring on it, and then I'm like, no, I should do a lobster claw. Because this still works as a bail, okay? I could put this on a chain necklace or a cording kind of necklace. Because of the lobster claw, I can clip it onto a charm bracelet, and a lot of us have charms on our purses or chains on our purses, so you can just clip this onto an existing chain on your purse, you know, just for Halloween. Another idea I had was you could take a mason jar, fill it with candy, wrap the rim with twine or hemp cording, and clip this onto that and give this away as a gift for Halloween. You know, a candy-filled jar with a cute little beaded charm on it. And I also thought, because of the lobster claw, you can put this onto zipper pulls. So you could put it onto, you know, like makeup bags. You can put it on sweaters, hoodies, any zipper really that you can find. Clip this onto. It's just so cute. I love this little guy. Now, the beads that I used Czech fire polish beads from the dollar bead box. This opaque orange I got in September's box, and I also got the black, both of them in September's box. And I didn't realize it till later on after I filmed the video that I could probably use those to make a beaded pumpkin. So I played around with the design. It took me a while to get the top right. I wasn't sure how I wanted the top to be. And his mouth. I wanted to get his mouth looking nice. So I ended up with this. And he could be, I will say, he could be a better looking pumpkin, but I wanted to do something that was kind of easy, not so hard, and also not so time consuming. I've seen some gorgeous beaded pumpkins out there, but they are very time consuming and really confusing. And I also realized if you change the color of the beaded pumpkin to yellow, you can have a beaded emoji charm, which is really popular right now. And the dollar bead box has opaque yellow Czech fire polish beads. I know this because I bought some. So yeah, that's something else you can do. And by the way, this is beaded all the way around. You can't see any holes. It's solid. Well, I say it's solid, but it's hollow. There is no large, you know, when you make a something like this that's round, you usually put a bead inside of it, like a wooden bead, and I didn't put anything inside of it. Now, I use monofilament, and the benefits of monofilament makes this stiff. So whenever I do 3D, I get asked a lot, when do I know to use monofilament? When do I know to use Fireline? Well, it depends on what you're making. So this here is a 3D item, and I needed it to keep this shape, so I used monofilament, and it worked great. It keeps the pumpkin round. It's not, you know, squishy. It's not sinking in. It worked great. And so yeah, so I also wanted to tell you, if you don't have orange Czech fire polish beads, you can probably use some other beads. Some bead alternatives would be plastic beads. For example, I have some 6mm orange, round, completely round, not faceted beads that are plastic, and I wanted to use them for this project, but I didn't have enough time to do it because I'm filming, believe it or not, 3 videos today. So, yeah, I wanted to see what those are like. Now, you do have to realize that when you use bigger beads, your pumpkin is going to be bigger. So if you're making this for like a toddler, it would be a good idea to use maybe 8mm beads. Yeah, so there's some bead alternatives for you guys. I don't know if bicones would work. That would have to be totally experimental. You would have to experiment with that. But you could use completely round plastic beads if you can find them. I got mine from Fire Mountain Gems. It was a mixture. They had it was a seasonal themed colors. There was a fall, winter, spring, and summer, and I bought them dirt cheap. They were on clearance one time. But yeah, you can use plastic beads. You can use 6mm, 8mm. It's up to you. If you don't have, like for example, I used 6mm Czech fire polish beads for the stems. If you don't have a green one, you can just use a completely round glass bead. It does not have to be fire polished. And this one here that's opaque, that's the only one I had. I had no matches to that, so it was like it was made for this project. Now I used 11/0 Czech seed beads for the top, and I think that's all I needed to tell you guys. So let's get started. It's really fun to make. They're so cute. And like I said, if you change the color to yellow, you can have emojis, beaded emojis. Okay, let's get started. Here's the list of materials you will need to make one pumpkin. If you want to make a pair of earrings, you will have to double the materials, and I will have them doubled down there in the description bar. So make sure you look down there because I will have everything you need. I will have the materials doubled down there, and yeah, make sure you look down there. Okay, so to make one pumpkin, you will need to cut 40 inches of 8-pound monofilament. Now I tried using 10-pound monofilament. It was too thick. If you don't have 8-pound, you can use 6-pound monofilament. And again, you will need to cut 40 inches. If you're making a pair of earrings, you'll have to cut 2 pieces that are 40 inches long. You're also going to need one 6mm round bead. I'm using a Czech fire polish bead, but you can also just use a completely round green bead. Even if you don't have green glass beads that are round, you can use a green like gemstone bead that's round. That'll work. You will also need 5 4mm round beads that are black. So right here I have 5 4mm Czech fire polish beads. And if you have just round beads that are black and not Czech fire polish, you could probably use the round beads with faceted beads. It might work. Because of the same size, it should work. Okay, you're also going to need 36 4mm round orange beads. So that's the 4mm Czech fire polish beads right here. Okay? And by the way, I think I forgot to mention, if you're making a pair of earrings, you will need to buy 2 strands of the Czech fire polish beads because they come 50 on a strand, and if you make a pair of earrings, you will need 72 of them. So you'll have to buy 2 strands. You're also going to need 2 earring findings and 11/0 seed beads. I'm using Czech. I don't really think it matters though what brand you use because we're just using it for the loop. And I also have a pair of tweezers here to help me if I get stuck and I'm beading all. This thing's awesome. I use it all the time. Can't live without that. And this is the list of materials. Remember, I always put the list down there in the description bar for you guys. I went ahead and I colored the ends of my monofilament with nail polish. One is red, one's black. The black nail polish was really gooey, so I hope it's not going to make me have problems later on. I might have to cut it off. Okay, so I'm going to start by picking up 5 4mm beads. There is 4. Here is my 5th. I'm going to crisscross through the 5th bead. Okay, and I have to put my ends together like this, make sure they are even. Bring this 5th bead down to the very center, all the beads down to the very center of my string material, and now I have a circle of 5 beads. Okay, now I'm going to take one of the strings. I'll take the black one here, and I have to pick up 1 black bead. This is going to be an eye bead. And then I'm going to pick up 2 orange beads. Okay, so I'm Xing out of 1 bead now, and I have to have a circle of 5. So I just picked up 3 beads, so that's a total of 4. And I'm going to pick up my 5th bead, which is this black one here. So here are my 2 eye beads. Crisscrossing. Sorry, went out of frame, got stuck. Okay, so I just crisscrossed to that bead, and now I have this. Those are my 2 eyes. This string right here is leading to nowhere. That's the string that we use to pick beads up with. This one here is going towards the beading, so I have to take this string and go through here. Okay, so this one is black. I'm going to pass it through this orange bead. I now have this. Okay, now the string that's coming out of the eye bead, I'm going to take that one, the black bead right here, this is my eye bead. I'm going to pick up 3 beads because I'm actually currently Xing out of 2. One string is coming out of this orange and one's coming out of the black. So I need a total of 5 in a circle, so I picked up 3. Crossing through the 5th bead, bringing it down. You can see that I now have another circle. Now I'm going to take my string and pass through this bead right here. Okay, I now have this. So this one here I'm going to take and pick up 3 beads because I'm currently exiting out of 2. Crisscrossing through the 3rd bead, bringing it down. I now have this. This one here, again, it's going nowhere. This one is telling me I have to go through that bead. So I'm going to pass it through that bead there. Okay, now I have this. This string right here, I'm going to pick up 3 orange. The red one. So 1, 2, oops. This is 8 pounds, so it's not as stiff as 10. And the beads want to fall off the monofilament more because it's not as stiff. Okay, so I just crisscrossed to that bead and I got another circle. So I picked up 3, I crisscrossed the 3rd one. That's what I have now. So here I am. I'm almost done with the top half of the head. This is the very top. This is where my stem is going to be, right there. I'm going to take this string and pass through these 2 beads. And the best way to do that is to hold this just like this so that these 2 are straight, because I have to pass through these 2 at the same time. So taking this string right there, that one there, passing through those 2, okay, pulling it through. I now have this. I'm exiting out of 3 beads, so now I have to pick up, I'll turn it this way, I have to pick up 2. So I'm using the red one to do this. Picking up 2 and crossing through the second one. I now have this. Okay, that's the top of my pumpkin head. So pulling this here, just holding it like this, you can see that this string is going up in that direction. This one's leading to nowhere. This is my pickup string. This string here is telling me that I have to pass through this bead, that one right there. So I'm going to take that one. This one is red, and I'm going to pass through that bead. Okay, so then pull it through, and you can now see that I have this. So I'm exiting out of 2 beads. Now I have to pick up 3, and by the way, they're all going to be orange, and cross to the 3rd one. Bring it down. Now I have this, okay? So pulling the strings like this, again, okay, you can now see that this string is pointing up, like that, straight up. I have to go through this bead and that bead. I'll then be coming out of 3 beads. So again, I'll hold it just like this and pass the black string through these 2 beads, okay? Pull it through. I now have this. I'm coming out of 3, okay? I need to pull this tight because it's getting loose. Now, this one right here, where I just made that circle, I'm going to take that one. And that one is red. I'm going to pick up 2 orange beads and crisscross through the second. Bring that down. Okay, so now if you look, I just picked up 2, you can see there's a circle of 5. There's a circle of 5. Now, turning it this way, I'm going to have to pass through that bead and that bead. Again, pass through 2 beads. So I'll hold it just like this, and I'll take this string here, this one's red, and I'm going to pass through these 2. Pull that through. Okay, again, I'm exiting out of 3 beads. Okay, so now I have to pick up 2. So this string right here, okay, I'm going to take this one, which is black, pick up 2, crisscross through the second one, bring it down, and again I'll show you. See how it makes a circle there, 5? Turning this, I can see that I have to go through this bead and that bead now with this string, okay? So taking the string, I'm going to pass through these two beads like that, pulling that through. Okay, I'll pull it snug. So now I have this. Those are my eyes. So looking at this here, I have to pick up this middle bead for the mouth, which is going to be black. So this strand here will have to pick up a black bead. I have to pick up two beads. So I'm going to take this one, not the one that's in front of the eyes, but this one, and pick up one orange, one black, and crisscross through the black bead. Bring that down. Okay. So that's going to be my mouth right there. So now pulling this and turning it here, you could see that I have 4 beads here. I have to take this string and pass through these 3 orange. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I can pass through these 2 at the same time because they're kind of lined up. Maybe not. I'll just do one at a time. Second one. Here is my third one. Okay, and then I'm gonna pull both strings like this, and you can see the 4 beads there. Okay, and if you look up here, there's 4 beads. I have to pick up 1 orange bead and crisscross through that. Okay, 1 orange, crisscross through the orange, bring it down. Okay, I'm going to pull this back up. So see, right here's my orange bead. Pulling this down. This is the front of my pumpkin. Okay. Everything has been gone around through to make a circle except for this area right here. If you look, there is no thread path on the very bottom of my pumpkin, so I have to do that. So I need to get a drink and I'll be back, but I'm going to show you how to close the bottom up and do the mouth. Okay, I'm back. So like I said, we have to close the bottom here up. I'm going to take, if you pull this tight, see this string right here that's right below the mouth? I'm going to take this string and pass through this bead. Just the one, okay? This one is my red string, so I'm passing through that bead there. Then I'm going to turn this and take the other string, and I'm going to pass through, I have to go through that one first. I'm going to pass through all of these beads, making a circle. So going through those. I'm going to go through these 2 here. Okay. And then I'm going to come out this bead. Just like that. So now both of my strings, one's coming out here, one's coming out here, okay? This is going to be our mouth. This is the base of the head. The pumpkin head. Just like this, okay? I'm going to pick up 1 orange bead. Crisscross through it. We're filling in this hole. Bring it down. Okay, so see when I pull it down, it goes like that. So that's the bottom of my head. I'm going to take this string right here and pass through this orange bead. Okay, pull that through. I'm going to do the same with the red string. Pass through this orange bead on this side, so I'm doing it on the opposite side. Just like that. I'm now going to pull this tight. Okay, and do you see how these here, you know, they're not wanting to go straight on me? They're crisscrossing because of the angle. That's fine. I just let them crisscross like that, okay, naturally. And then I picked up my black bead. Okay, 1 black bead. I'm going to pass through this bead and through that one. So I'm going through these 2 orange beads. Okay, so there's part of my mouth. And now through this orange one, like that. Okay, taking the other string I'm going to pick up one black. Okay, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put it here. I have to pass through this one and that one. So through there, pop it in place. Now he's smiling at us. And I'm going to go through the next orange. Just like that. Okay, stop, pull it tight. I'm going to pick up one orange. This is going to fill in the spot between his eyes. Just like that. Now I have to kind of like stabilize this bead, and if your mouth bead is sinking in, see how it's kind of sinking in some? Take something, I use a bead awl, stick it in the top of the head and push it out. That means I pulled it too tight when that happens, okay? So just like that. I'm now going to take one of the strings, I'll take this one over here, and pass down through the eye bead. Okay, just like that. And what we're doing is kind of anchoring this bead here between the eyes down because it's sticking out. I'm going to do the same on this side. Go down to the eye. Sounds kind of gross. Going through the eye. Okay, well that's snug. Now we have this. Okay, so now I'm going to go to one of my strings. I'm going to fill in these holes. I'm going to do one side at a time. And basically, I'm going to need both of my strings to exit out of this bead right here, which is the center bead in the back of the head at the top. So I'm going to take and do, this is loosening up. I'll have to pull that tight again. I'm going to, right here coming out of that bead, I'm going to go through these two. Oops. Okay, I'll pull this tight. Okay, I'm going to go through the second one. Just like that. Picking up an orange. It's going to go right here in this hole. I'm going to pass back through these two beads again that I just went through. See? And it pops in that hole just like that. Now through this one. Okay, I have a hole here I have to fill, so I'm going to go through this one. Okay, holding it like this. I'm going to pick up another orange, slide that down. I'm going to fill this hole now. So now I have to go through these two. Going through them. You may have to push it in, take it back out to get it passed through. Just like that. I have to turn it again and go through the next one. Okay. So I don't know if we've realized or not, but holding the top and the bottom of the head, okay, like this, there is this center row of beads that's going all the way around. That's what we're going through, okay? And they're going like this, they're doing this, okay? One after the next. Do you see that right there? That's what we're going through, that very center row, to add these beads and fill those holes in. So the next hole I have to fill is the top one, right here. So I'm going to take the string, pass through that bead there, pick up another orange, slide it down. I have to turn this again because I'm going to go through those same beads I just went through. Fill in this hole. Do the next one. Okay, I have this now. Okay, this one here I'm going to stop. Okay, I'm right here. I'll leave this one here for now because I might use that one to fill the center, and I don't know, I'll see how it goes. Okay, now I'm going to go to the other side of the head. Okay, and I have to fill these holes in. So taking the string here coming out of this eye, I have to reposition it and go through these two so I can pick up my bead. Picking up one orange, slide that down. I'm going to go through these two. Again, the same beads I just went through. Through this one here. Okay, right there's the bead I just added. I'm going to pull this snug. Okay, I have a hole right here, so in order to fill that I have to pass through this bead here, then pick up an orange, then go back through those beads again. This one and the one beside it. I have to fill this top hole in. So you're doing top, bottom, filling them in. Okay, so I went through that one there. I have to pick up another orange and fill this one in. And then through this bead. Okay, so now both of my strings are exiting out of the same spot. I have a hole right here. It's at the back of the head, not at the like the neck, but right at the very back of the head. I have to fill this in. So I think what I'm going to do is take my longer string. Well, they're about the same size. I'll just take the black one. Okay, and fill this hole in. So I'm coming out of this hole. I'm going to pass through the one beside it because this is where I have to fill my hole in at. And this is the thicker monofilament with the nail polish, so hope it doesn't give me problems. Pick up my last orange bead. I'm going to pass through this bead here. Okay. Now right there you could see my other string. Where'd my tweezers go? I'm exiting out right beside it. Fill that in. I'm going to take both of these strings, pull them tight, and I need them to exit out of this bead right here, okay? So this is the bead I told you guys. This is the top of the head, there's our eyes. This bead right here, that's the one we're going to come out. I'm going to go through this bead with both of my strings. There's the red. And now I need the black. Okay, just like that. Now, doesn't matter which, take a string. We're going to do the same thing to both. Exiting out of that bead, I have to pass through a bead like that. Okay, so now I'm kind of like over here in the side of the head. I'm going to take the other one and go through that bead there. Okay, and now I'm going to add my stem. I'm going to pick that up, cross through it. Okay, now I can't just add the CB loop on because this, see how it's kind of flimsy? I have to secure this better. So to do that, I'll try to hold it still for you guys. It's going to be a little hard though because I have to turn it to pass through it. I'm going to pass through this bead right here, okay? And through that one over there with my other string. Just like that. Okay. Taking this one. I'm coming out of this one. I have to pass through this one right here. So I'm going in at the top of the eye, you know, where the eye's at, I'm going in that direction. Okay, now pull both strings tight. Okay. I'm going to crisscross through the green bead again with both strings. And then pull both of them tight. So now it's centered on my head. So if you look, you can see that I have a string here one here, one here, one here, and that's just anchoring this bead down so it's not wobbly anymore for us. Now I'm going to add the loop of seed beads and my earring finding. So on one of the strings, doesn't matter which, pick up 4 seed beads, and then your earring finding, I need it to go in this direction, and then 4 seed beads. Okay, and then take the string, the other one, and crisscross through all of the seed beads in the earring finding, or lobster, whatever you're using, and go through it just like that. Okay, just like that. Now I have to pass back through this bead, which might be a little tight, so I'll use my tweezers, push through, just like that. Do the same thing to the other string, the red one. Go through this bead. I'll use my tweezers to push that through. Okay, pull it tight. We now have a little pumpkin head, and now we have to tie knots. So cute. So now for tying the knots, I'm exiting out of the green bead, and I found it's best to do surgeon's knots because half-hitch knots are kind of hard to do on this because there's no holes. When we tie half-hitch knots, I always find a hole, pass it underneath, grab the thread, tie a knot on that. But it's kind of hard to do that, being that we don't really have any holes in our little pumpkin. So I found, see right here, I'm coming out this bead on that side and coming out this bead. I'm going to take my string, pass to this one, take that one, pass to this one, tie a surgeon's knot here, okay? And then I'm going to tie a second knot. So I'll take like a string and go back through here, come out, take this one that's tied actually here, come down through here and like tie another knot here. And then I'll pass through a few beads and you could trim it, or you could tie a third one. I actually tied 3. It was kind of hard to tie a third knot though. Some of you might not want to do it because it's kind of tricky. So just real quick, hopefully it's going to be quick. I'll show you how to do it. Pass through here. You'll need tweezers to get through some places. I'll take this one and go through the bead beside that. Okay, and then just take your strings, go over and under one time, pull that down, okay, and then go over and under twice, that's a surgeon's knot, and pull that down. Now, let's say that maybe you can't pass a string through this one. Then tie your knots like over here. So then take one of these strings, go through here, like through 3 beads, take the other string here, go through 2, and tie a knot here. Just try your best, you know what I'm saying, to go through them. If one area is not working, go to the next. You just want to get your strings to meet back somewhere else to tie a half-hitch knot. And try to avoid going through these beads that we added in the holes here. Like looking back at this, we added that one in the hole, that's in a hole, that one's in a hole, in a hole, in a hole, in a hole, in a hole. Try not to go through those because it'll pull, you know, the beads in a direction that hasn't gone in before, and it's going to warp your little pumpkin bead. So yeah, if you feel comfortable with one knot, you could pass through a few beads and trim it off. But I always like to do more than one, at least 2. With a surgeon's knot, I feel more comfortable with that, so I would do at least 2, and 3 at the most on this. So go ahead, tie another knot, and you'll have an adorable pair of earrings. They're so cute, so cute. I love them. And there's my little charm. I think I'm gonna put this on my purse. I don't know, I might use it all the different ways. It's so cute. I have a little tip for you guys. If you're wanting to do an emoji, which is a yellow smiley face, instead of doing the 6mm bead, do a 4mm yellow bead, and it's going to go into the holes like the other ones have, the orange ones, and it won't stick out because you don't need a stem on a smiley face. And then you just put your seed beads on. So basically you're just switching out the green 6mm bead for a yellow 4mm bead, so you have a perfectly round ball with no stem to make a emoji or smiley face. This is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and like me on Facebook. And don't forget to share pictures of the jewelry you've made from my videos on my Facebook page and follow me on Pinterest. Thanks for watching.